Yow. We're here with Delver-nought versus Naya Depths. So this is Michael versus myself. This happened a few weeks ago. I take a mulligan to 6 here. So I think this is the first time we've seen Michael's variation of his Jeskai Dreadnought list. So it is playing the Delver shell with the Stifle-nought shell. So a lot of dazes, a lot of force of wills. We also have a lot of cantrips, so brainstorms, ponders, stuff like that. So I'm on a mulligan to 5. We'll see if this is keepable. I think there's no way I can go lower than 5, especially in this type of deck. So here you can see I'm bottoming a Bajuka Bog. I have a Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth, and a Dark Depths in hand. So if I can ever get a Thespian stage on turn 3, I can actually get my Dark Depths or my Merit Lage into play. So I can potentially get a turn 3 2020 into a turn 4 kill here. Which I hope the Elvish Reclaimer survives. That way, if I draw another land, or I can use this Windswept Teeth to just get me whichever land that I need, which is the Thespian stage. I also have the Knight just as another backup option. So I draw into Crop Rotation, which is even better. So now I have 3 ways to get the Thespian stage. So I play a turn 1 Elvish Reclaimer in response to Michael's turn 1 Ponder. He top decks a Misty Rainforest. So Michael, I believe, does have the Stifle into the Phyrexian Dreadnought here. He plays the Misty Forest that he top decks. He also has the Dress Down as well. So here I go for the Dark Depths, hoping I can get a turn 3 Thespian stage. Michael very well positioned here because he does have the Wasteland to respond to my combo, so he has all ways of stopping me. He can even Lightning Bolt my Elvish Reclaimer here if he wants to feel a little safe. But he could also Dress Down in if I ever try to do something. So here I opt to play the Mox Diamond instead of the Windswept Teeth. In hindsight, I don't think this is a great play. Just because I think because I have the Elvish Reclaimer, the Knight of the Reliquary, and the Crop Rotation, I think the extra land instead of the fast mana is just a little bit higher value. So you're gonna daze. So it's a daze instead of a stifle. So that's gonna daze my Knight of the Reliquary. And he's gonna bolt my Reclaimer. So I think I wanted to just rush out this Knight of the Reliquary just to have a backup plan to the Reclaimer in case he did have a bolt. But I got completely blown out here. He had the answer to both the Knight and the Elvish Reclaimer. So Michael draws for the turn, draws another Daze, plays a Volcanic Island, and passes the turn. So now I draw a Green Sun Zenith. I'm going to go for a Dryad Arbor here so that I can Crop Rotation into a Thespian stage at the end of his turn. So he flashes in a Dress Down. So I'm at the point where I'm pretty sure he's on Jeskai control, but I thought he was just using the Dress Down to draw a card. In no way did I think he was gonna play this card right here. So in the face of a 12/12 Trampler, the Dryad Arbor is not very good. There's the Wasteland. That's a nail in the coffin. He just had every single answer to my hand, my opening hand. So I think I could have played this a little bit better if I just didn't play the Mox Diamond, although seeing all of this happen, like now knowing that he had the Wasteland, I don't think it would have mattered in the grand scheme of things, but I think at the time it was a better play to just hold off on the knight. So he's trying to wasteland my Dark Depths. I'm gonna crop rotation it. So I think the other invocation that he has in his hand. So he has a Daze, and I think the other one is Stifle. It's not the Force of Will. I think Force of Will has Kefnet on it. Yeah, so I opt to go for an Maze of Ith here to try and survive a few hits from this Phyrexian Dreadnought. So now I'm completely handless. I think we top deck the planes. He gets to draw for turn. There's another Ponder, which he's going to cast. He finds another Wasteland, Lightning Bolt, and Flooded Strand. I think he's just going to draw the Wasteland. So he's going to Wasteland the Maze of Ith. This puts me on a 2-turn clock. Well, now 1-turn clock. So I'm dead next turn. Do I draw an out? We do. We draw the Swords to Plowshares. Gonna brainstorm. Maybe try to find a Force of Will here. But nope. He finds another Dreadnought on top. Very good for him. So now he doesn't care. He gets to draw his or he gets to gain his life. He survives Merit Lodge attack. Chip in for 1. And we just slowly die to this Dreadnought. So Michael fetching, probably for like another volcanic island. I'm actually not sure if he's Jeskai. He might just be blue-red. Although it doesn't hurt to have like a third color, because then he can bring in like prismatic endings out of the board. But playing Wastelands in a 3-color deck is a rough situation. So there's a Phyrexian Dreadnought, and then he stifles the trigger so that he doesn't need to sacrifice anything. So he just gets a 1-mana 12/12 with Trample. Okay, so here we are starting game 2 out of this match. Delver-nought versus Naya Depths. So I'm looking at a Dark Depths, Wasteland, Lauren, Mox Diamond, 2 Knights, and a Green Sun Zenith. Largely unkeepable hand. Or, yes. I think it's an unkeepable hand. Looks like I'm keeping. If I go Mox Diamond, discard Dark Depths, I can cast the Green Sun Zenith. Wow, that was a very risky keep on my part, especially because if he chooses to Force of Will the Mox Diamond, I should have played the Mox Diamond first instead of the Wasteland, because if he saw that I had colorless mana, he would be more inclined to counter the Mox Diamond. He does have a Force of Will in hand. Looks like he's considering it to counter the Green Sun, but he lets it resolve. So we find a Dryad Arbor, and we have 3 mana. Unexpectedly, we have 3 mana out of this. So his Wasteland is going to Wasteland my Wasteland. So I think I'm trying to convince him to hit my Dryad Arbor, which is a double bluff here because I really don't want him to destroy my Dryad Arbor. Okay, so we draw for turn, and we draw a Prismatic Ending. And we are kind of light on mana sources here. So Michael top decks a Misty Rainforest, so he plays Volcanic Island for turn, and casts a Dragon Rage Channeler. So now I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, why is there Dragon's Rage Channeler? Did he completely side out the Phyrexian Dreadnoughts? I am not prepared for this creature suite. So I try to fire off this Prismatic Ending because a lot of my hand is geared towards dealing with the Phyrexian Dreadnought. You play a Yavimaya. There's a Delver. Once he casts his Delver, I'm thinking to myself, yes, he has no more Dreadnoughts, and now I have this Lauren in my hand that is absolutely doing nothing. Unfortunately, we top deck another Yavimaya Cradle of Growth to try to cast this Knight of the Reliquary, which would be a 4/4, but he dazes. So he triggers the Delver, doesn't reveal immediately, goes to draw it, and it is another Wasteland. So he's considering maybe destroying this Yavimaya because I've missed another land drop here. So he plays the Wasteland. Looks like he has Dress Down, Force of Will, Phyrexian Dreadnought, and Volcanic Island in his hand. He's attacking with one with the Delver. So I untap, draw my card for turn. It is an Outland Liberator. So it's a 3 mana 2/2. I can pay 2 mana. No, sorry, I think it's pay 1 mana to sacrifice it to destroy target enchantment or artifact. And then if it becomes nighttime, he flips into a 3/3. And whenever he attacks, he can destroy an artifact or an enchantment. And then he still keeps the ability to pay 1 mana to sacrifice itself to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. So Michael Force of Wills it, because he still cares about the artifact removal. So I'm thinking to myself, why does he really care? Maybe he cares because it's another threat that he might not be able to deal with. And if he flips, it is quite a bit of damage. So Michael cracks the Misty Reinforced at the end of my turn. Looks for an island. And I think he's going to Dress Down at the end of turn here. So I was still thinking to myself, he's gonna, if he does cast the Dress Down, it's just to draw a card. I go back to the same thinking that I had before. So he does have the Dress Down. And I'm thinking, if he does have the Dreadnought still, I still have the Lauren as an answer for the Phyrexian Dreadnought. But he does draw top deck a second Dreadnought. One that I'm not prepared to handle. I could deal with 2. I think I kind of got threatened by the Dragon's Rage Channeler too early. So I top deck a Plateau. So I play a Lauren and I destroy one of them. So I can still use Lauren's activated ability. So I can take 1 hit from this Phyrexian Dreadnought. And hopefully I can try to draw another Prismatic Ending, another Lauren, or even like the Force of Vigors that I boarded in. Just something to deal with this Dreadnought. His Delver hasn't flipped like at all. So I'm not too worried about that. Well, it flips there, so I think that's a Stifle. So he draws the Stifle. Yeah, we're just joking that his cards look like Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It looks like he has Winged Dragon of Graw, Obelisk the Tormentor, and goddamn Slifer the Sky Dragon. But, you know, to each their own. So he swings in with the team. I think I just take it. Go down to 3. At least I should have gone to 3. So I draw Flagstones of Trocaire. Not looking good. I need to activate this Lauren to draw an out. I attack first because it has Vigilance. It will activate it. And I don't draw it. So that is the game. Michael wins in 2.